So let's get right to the equation. So this is what it looks like, So we have the balance, the dollar balance that is currently in your account, divided by the dollar distance between your entry point and your stop loss slash liquidation, and that will give you the size of the contract or the size of the position that you need to take. Seems way too easy, but I promise y'all that's fucking it. That's how you do it. So what does that mean? So the balance is right here. That means the USD dollar amount that's in your entire account, okay? The distance is from the entry point. That's how much in this case that you got your Bitcoin for, what was the price that you bought Bitcoin at. And then the second number is if you're trying to measure your liquidation price or your stop price, you need to know that as well. And then the difference between those two numbers is distance, which is the second number there. When that equals out, you're going to get to size. Size is going to be the positions that you take. So for example, if the answer comes out to 1, that would be 1 Bitcoin in this case. Now, let's take you to a really simple calculator here, and I will show you how this is done. All right, here's a calculator. So pretty freaking simple here. We have the account balance, as I mentioned. For this example, I just have $500 in this particular account. We'll go over the risk in just a second. And then here we have, just to make it easier, you put in your entry price, what you purchased the Bitcoin for, in dollars, the same denomination as you have in column A2 here, and then the price that you want to set your stop at, or the price that you think that you're going to get liquidated at, or that you want to get liquidated at. And you can obviously adjust this and kind of see what your different options are. This is going to automatically calculate for you. It's just the difference between these two numbers, where you started, where you ended up. And then the position size is also exactly that. So that's how much of a position you should take if you want to get liquidated at this price. Now, there's a second way to use this as well, and that would be with the stop. With a stop, you can go to this risk column and you can decide how much of your account you actually want to put at risk to put into this particular trade. And if you have the stop in there, then you will not be risking all of your account, but just a percentage of your choosing. So instead of 100%, maybe you're less risky than that. Maybe you want to take 5% of your account balance and put that on the table and either, hit your stop or take your profit, right? And at most you only risk 5%. We just put that number in there, hit enter, and now you have entry price, stop price. This is your distance to liquidation. This is your new position size. Now, if you have this stop set at this price, like it says that you should here, then you will only be risking 5% of your account. Now, there's one other thing that you have to consider, and maybe if you've been paying attention, you've kind of already figured this out. If you are trading Bitcoin and maybe the platform that you use makes you denominate your account balance in Bitcoin rather than in US dollars, well, you have sort of a trap in terms of liquidation, and if you're not paying attention and doing a little extra math, you can actually get fucked a little bit on this. So let me explain how that works. If I have an account that's just in regular US dollars, I have $500, I risk, all of it, let's say, and I've got a liquidation price. It's all good because this math all works out. If I'm in Bitcoin and I take a long and it goes against me, well, it's actually going against me in two separate ways. It's going against me in the trade itself. So the money that I borrowed from the platform, that gives me a negative balance, but it's also going against me in my unit of account. The actual Bitcoin in my account is also getting it's becoming worth less, right? It's depreciating. So I have to account for both of those things so I don't get liquidated. So I have a separate calculator here for those of you that are in an account that measures the balance in Bitcoin. So again, same situation here, except now we have the Bitcoin amount. And then what I've done is to account for this is I have assumed that our liquidation price, that the Bitcoin is being denominated at the lowest possible price here, which is going to be your stop price or your liquidation price. So that protects you from getting liquidated at whatever that price is. Now, I don't think this video would be complete unless I gave you a little bit of a real-world strategy that I'm actually using when it comes to this calculator and these calculations. So this is not financial advice to anybody, but I just want to kind of show you one thing that I am doing when I'm using this calculator and trying to decide what my position should be when I am leveraged using Bitcoin. So again, I'm denominated in Bitcoin here. I'm going to make this math really simple and just say, in this account, I'm going to deposit 1 Bitcoin, okay? So that's always going to be 1 Bitcoin. That's never really going to change. We're going to keep the risk at 100 for this particular example. Now, let's say, again, for easy math, that I enter the market at $40,000. And let's say my stop, which won't be a stop, actually a liquidation price, I'm actually going to make this 19,500. My reasoning for this particular number is that this is roughly the bull market top of the previous market, and in my personal opinion, I don't feel that it's going to go below that basically ever again, just based on some analysis that I have done in this example. Okay, so whatever that number is for you can be whatever it is, but a number that in my experience and by my estimation is fairly impossible. I put that as my liquidation price. So now I can kind of play around and take a look at some math here. So what I can do is go over here and look at position size. So based on this math so far, I should take a leverage position of 0.9512, and then I will not get liquidated on this account so long as we don't go below 19,500. Now, I don't have to put all that in at once. What I can actually do is take my 1 Bitcoin and I can say, all right, so the max position that I can have on this entire account is 0.95. So I can start at the price that I'm at right now, 40, and I can throw in, let's say, a third of a Bitcoin. And then let's say the price goes down a little bit and I throw in another third of a Bitcoin at that point, and I've actually DCA'd. So now my price is no longer 40, my cumulative price, and you can see this on most exchanges sort of just by looking at the net aggregation or whatever they call it. So now my average price is actually 35,000, and I can put that in there. Same liquidation price, but now you'll notice this number has changed because I was able to DCA rather than put it all in at once. Well, let's say I do that a third time and I get it even lower so that my average is now at 30,000. Well, I do that there. I'm now at roughly 1 Bitcoin in. I'm at 0.9 Bitcoins in. And again, if I look here, oh shit, I can actually go up to 1.8571 Bitcoin at this entry price or lower. So I continue to do that. So what I'm doing here, rather than just putting it all in at once, is I'm using this position size as a way to tell myself, this is the most that I'm allowed to put into any sort of leverage trade, unless A, my entry price decreases by DCA, or B, I increase the amount of Bitcoin that is in my account. If I do that, then of course I can change this even further. So this is just one example of how you can use this calculator to just sort of make sure you're on the right track. Maybe this number is ridiculous to you and you want it to be 5,000 because to you, you don't think that the price will ever reach 5,000, so you feel comfortable with that as a liquidation price. That's awesome. This is just one example of how I use it. Again, you can do the other way where you have a risk profile here where you say, 100%, you say 10%, 50%, whatever, and then this becomes your stop rather than your liquidation, and then you only have to be concerned with that percentage of your account that you've risked and nothing else. So hopefully this is helpful to some of you guys. I know this is a lot of information. I tried to pack it in and make it as simple as possible. There's obviously other factors, and please do your own research. Please understand risk management the best you can before you make these trades. But I just wanted to share this with you guys, and hopefully it prevents y'all from getting liquidated. And yeah, that's the whole point here, guys. So thank you for your time. Let me know if this is helpful. Let me know if there's anything else that you would like some clarification on or would like to see in another video, and I'll be happy to make that for you guys. Peace. See you soon.